Hello everyone, good day. I am Lucero-Villapaz and I am the first presenter of the topic entitled Republic Act 9275. So here are our subtopics for this presentation and our objectives. At the end of this presentation, students are expected to define the totality of Republic Act 9275 and most especially its purpose. Next is to identify the causes and effects of wastewater and its solution. And we also have to identify some Filipino inventions related to water quality, and most especially is students are expected to discuss its relevance to society, science, and technology. Okay. With the rapid increase of population, urbanization, and industrialization, it reduced the quality of Philippine waters, especially in the densely populated areas and regions of industrial and agricultural activities. Note that in the Philippines, there are only 36% of the country's river systems are classified as sources of public water supply. That means that it is almost hindi na siya enough para ma-provide niya ang buong populasyon. Meaning, not everyone can have safe public water supply. Next is, the saddest part is, 58% of groundwater sampled is contaminated with coliform. Coliform is a disease-causing organism and it now needs treatment. And 31% of illness monitored for a 5-year period were caused by waterborne sources. So, what are these illnesses? These are gastroenteritis, diarrhea, typhoid, cholera, dysentery, hepatitis, and more recently is a severe acute respiratory syndrome. And the last one is, during dry season, many are experiencing a shortage of water. So our country is really suffering from water scarcity and there is only limited supply of water that is accessible and safe to the public. Nearly 2.2 million metric tons of organic pollution are produced annually by 48% from domestic sources. So these are waste that are generated as a result of ordinary day-to-day use of waste. Example of this are paper, wood, household things like that. And then 58% are from agricultural sources. So these are unwanted waste produced as a result of agricultural activity or operation, may it be from a pesticide or fertilizer runoff, yung mga dumi ng hayop na basta-basta na lang natatapon sa kahit saan, nadidispensa sa kahit saan. At ang panghuli, industrial sources, which is 15%. So these are waste from factories and industries. Another problem is the low sewerage coverage, or there are only limited wastewater collection system. Next is the degradation of water quality from domestic waste. That, as mentioned earlier, there are only limited access to safe water and limited water sources. And the last one is the decline in fish production, since most of the time this affects the marine life. Instances like oil spills, it can kill around thousands of lives in the ocean. So here are some examples. Garbages in the bay, fish kills, oil spills, and effluent. Now, why do we need RA 9275? Do we really need this? Um, Next is, what is RA 9275? Ano nga ba ang RA 9275? Ano nga ba ang sinasakupan nito at ano nga ba ang pinoprotektahan nito? Republic Act 9275 is an act providing a comprehensive water quality management for other purposes. And this is also known as Philippine Clean Water Act of 2004. So, ano nga ba si RA 9275? Si RA 9275, this protects, preserves, and revive the quality of our fresh, brackish, and marine water. We are not only protecting our fellow citizen, fellow human being, but also the lives inside the marine waters, in the ocean, lakes, ponds. And this act was signed by former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo on March 22, 2004, and 15 days after it took effect, which is on May 6, 2004. So its coverage is, this act shall apply to water quality management in all bodies of water, may it be oceans, lakes, rivers, and bays. That is primarily applied to the abatement and control of pollution from land-based sources. That the water quality standards and regulations and the civil liability and penal provisions under this act shall be enforced irrespective of sources of population. And as mentioned earlier, this act is very important and very much significant because this protects the country's water bodies from pollution from land-based sources. And it creates programs or frameworks that really protects what needs to be protected. A comprehensive and integral strategy to prevent and minimize pollution through a multi-sectoral and participatory approach involving all its stakeholders. So, different departments are really working hand in hand just to make sure that this act will be implemented. DNR being the lead agency. We also have DepEd, CHED, and Philippine Information for the information dissemination, and also the BFAR, the Department of Agriculture, and many more. And the next topics for this presentation will be discussed by my pair, Queenie May Zabala. Thank you.